Hello everybody, thank you for joining me on Michael Landfield. I don't know if I have a good position here. Okay, I have a little bit sun here, so bear with me. Here we have an amazing avocado. I don't know what type of avocado, but an avocado. Uh, she's doing, or he's doing very well. Very beautiful avocado. Um, yeah, still very small, but amazing plant. So today's video is an important one that I think it's very crucial that vegans, especially vegans and people living in the cities and towns, they watch. So if you're still part of society, if you're still part of buying from supermarkets or stores or food, paying rent or mortgage, getting your water, electricity, everything like this from municipal sources, you need to watch this. Hello and welcome to the most peaceful place where the fruiting plants and animals roam free. Thank you to all of them as they make this piece of haven very enjoyable for all. Thank you for coming to Peaceful Village. Hi, I'm Michael Landfield from Peaceful Village Raw Vegan Healing Community in the place called Ecuador. Yes, in the jungles of the northern jungles of the place called Ecuador. So Michael Landfield at weareinterconnected.com as well as peaceful-village.com. Yeah. So let's get into this. It's a little bit kind of awkward positioning, but there's usually never truly any good spot to film. But anyways, you don't need to see my face. Not the point here. The point is about, this is again the series on self-sustainability and anarchism and why it's so important. Now, I just wrote down a point here that I need to read. But basically, the whole idea about truly living life is that people need to understand that when we are living in towns and cities and we're still relying on society, on governments for services like water, electricity, housing, or apartments, paying for mortgage, rent, or any of these municipal facilities that we get. If we're still doing that, if we're in a cold place and we're not growing all of our own food, so we're still relying on outside authorities on our health, on our food, for water, for electricity, for building, for dwellings, for everything. Imagine this scenario. Imagine that they force us and coerce us to do things. Oh, you need to take more vaccinations, the more COVID vaccination, the more this vaccination, and you need to put a chip in you, and you need to do this, and you need to do this in order to get this, and this, and this. Imagine now the electricity, for example, the bill of the electricity goes up 2 times the price. How are people going to afford it? Now we have to be slaves working in jobs that are not natural, and a lot of them are exploitive and are truly not necessary. There are many jobs that are not necessary. And the more we stop buying things, so the more we become minimalist, and the less we need services, then the less we're going to need to go to places, you know. And of course, the more that we are self-sustainable, the more that we're going to need, the less we're going to need of society, because we're growing all of our own food. So that's the reality of things. Now, people can be in their comfort zone, or they love to be in their comfort zone, but truly, It's not about comfort zone. It's about getting out of our comfort zone, getting out of our laziness, and understanding, hey, enough being with biological family and doing and having grandkids and having this and having that. Is basically we need to focus on our purpose, which is to get out of society. Because if we don't get out of society, we're going to be enslaved. We're going to be relying on outside authority for all of our food, water, electricity, housing, all this kind of stuff. So really, it's not a good thing. If we want to be told what to do, if we want to pay and pay and pay and pay our whole lives and keep working in a job or jobs, because many people work multiple jobs that we don't really like, we hate. Many people hate their jobs. And so we need to figure out, how can we get out of the system? How can we're lost. Why are we lost? So I talk about this in my other videos, but this is specifically, now we need to make the action. We need to make the action. So the action is, first is understanding, is learning about why we cannot thrive in towns and cities. It doesn't work any longer. If you have a small plot of land, very small plot, like less than even a hectare, or half a hectare, or even just a small little garden, that's not going to work. We need to be self-sustainable, okay? In warm climates, growing all our food all year round. That is the thing. If we're in a cold place, how are we going to grow things in wintertime? Doesn't make any sense. Oh, I love 4 seasons. Oh, I love winter. Oh, I love fall. Okay, you love it, but it doesn't love you, because you need to be self-sustainable. Otherwise, we're going to be continuously buying from supermarkets. We're going to be continuously buying and getting the services from government, like water, electricity, gas, whatever it is. We're going to be paying for mortgage. We're going to be paying for rent. We're going to be paying these kind of things. It's too cold. Many people don't want to go out during winter time. They put their house full of heat. It's unnatural. Stop making excuses and go out to nature in warm places. In very warm places where you can do things. Like in Ecuador, you can do a lot of things. Here is very pristine. Very or more pristine than other places. Now, so that's the knowledge that we need to understand. Okay, first we need to understand the why. The why is because we don't want to rely on governments any longer, because we don't know what's going to happen. We need to take action, and we need to take our health and our lives, put it into our own hands. We have the power to do this. So we have the power to grow all of our food. Now, many people think, oh, it's so hard, it's difficult, I sit behind a computer all day, or I don't do physical activity, and for me to chop all day or to grow things or to tend to the land is very difficult. It is, because we were not born in nature, in a community. So that is the problem. And some people say, well, how am I going to go? Where am I going to go? I don't have anybody in nature. I can just go into nature. It costs a lot of money. Or I need to, it's a lot of money, and I don't have that kind of money. I'm paying rent, and I'm just struggling to make ends meet. The point is, once we have an intention, okay, set, we know, we learn, first we learn, okay, we educate ourselves about the subject. We understand why governments are so corrupt, and why we should be anarchists, and why we should get out of the system, slowly, and not live in towns and cities any longer, and even big villages. The other thing is, once we learn that, we need to make a commitment that we're going to get out of the system however we can, stop making excuses about things, and do what we need to do, okay? And in warm places. Warm places, I don't mean Florida. I don't mean California. I don't mean Greece or Italy. I mean warm places we can grow food all year round, where it doesn't get colder than 10 degrees Celsius. So, or 15 degrees Celsius. So we want to be in a place that is perfect climate all year round. Perfect climate. We don't want to be too high on our mountains, so far up high that it's too cold. And we don't want to be too far down where it's too hot. So we're in a perfect area, about 400, 450 meters above sea level. And it's incredible. So 400, 450, maximum 500 meters above sea level. And it takes time to grow all of our own food. It takes years for a plant to start bearing fruit. Some of them are very, very quick. So peanut butter fruits are very quick. Peanut butter fruits are very quick. Amazonian tree grape is pretty quick here. There's many. I don't have it off the top of my head, but many of them they grow very quick. So that's the thing. Somehow figure a way, and somehow we don't need to know the how. We just need to put the intention in and try to get there. Okay, and meditate on that too. Meditate and pray and send it out to the universe that hey, we are the universe too. So we got the spirit in us too. Also, the universe is everywhere. God is everywhere. Okay. So the spirit, universe, God, higher consciousness, whatever, is within us, is outside of us. It's everywhere, okay? So the spirit, that is the next step, is that we need to set the intention, and the intention is really to either to get some kind of money to get the land, or to get a land in an intentional community that we feel that resonates with us. Here we're looking for community members who are vegan, aspiring raw vegans, non-conformists. So really, like, we love people with beards, with long hair. We love people with, of course, not women with beards, but we love people that don't shave. We love people that are completely natural, don't shave at all. We love people that are naked on the land, that really want to embrace love for all life, heal holistically, and just to connect with nature. So we're very blessed. I'm very blessed to be here. Aurora and I were so happy to be in this area. Of course, there's always challenges in every way. There's always some kind of challenges that we need to face. We're not growing all of our food, so we're still dependent on the system in some way. We still don't have our plug-in electricity and internet here, but slowly, we will get these kinds of things. So, hi friend, how are you? A lot of these little amazing insects. I don't know if you can see. Not doing any harm, just love me. So, if we are still part of the system, the whole conclusion to this is if we're still part of the system, society, culture, religion, institutions, we're still buying from supermarkets, we're still buying from these big mega corporations, we're still doing whatever we need to do to get water, electricity, all these kind of things from the system, from governments, from municipal systems. We're going to struggle all our lives. If we're still working in a job, we're still getting, we're still getting pension or something like this from the government, we're still part of the enslaved system. We need to somehow get out of it and understand that, hey, there's abundance here for us. There's abundance. There's a lot of abundance for us. Everywhere there's abundance, okay? Financially, material-wise, food-wise, shelter-wise, there's abundance. And never to forget that. There's always abundance. We have abundance. We are invincible. We are powerful in every way, spiritually, mentally, physically, emotionally, etc., etc. We have the power. We are eternal beings, so we will live forever and ever. Our spirits never die. Our souls never die. And just keep on going. So, yeah, the bottom line is we need to learn We need to consciously understand that we need to get to where we want to be, which is the tropical or subtropical areas of the world. If we're not growing all of our food all year round, we're not in an area that we should be living. We should be growing all of our food, getting out of the system. This is so important that we do this. Very, very important. Because if we don't, we're going to be in jobs, working all our lives and stuff that we really don't like. We're not going to be connected to nature. We're going to be lost. We're going to be always questioning things because we're not connected to nature. So many people feel lost or depressed because they're not connected to nature. And I don't mean connected to nature like 1 hour a day or once in a while. I mean every single moment that we can. At least 5 or 6 days a week. Connecting with nature. That's the key. Connecting and living in nature. Look at all this pristinity right here around us. This is nature. This is nature all around me. This is amazing avocado, as I told you. And so that's the thing. We need to be connected. We need to be connected to this kind of plants. Avocados, mangoes, bananas, black sapote, South American sapote, pomelo, oranges, tangerines, nenejias. We need durians, and we need jackfruit, and we need shepherd jacks, and we need shepherd dacks, and we need a whole array of fruiting plants so we can eat well. There's so much to this healing journey. There's so much to say. But this video is really about why it's so important to leave the cities and the towns and society and growing our own food, because we don't want to be enslaved by governments. We are enslaved. If we're paying taxes and we're paying for passports and visas and all this kind of stuff, travel visas and all this kind of stuff, we're enslaved. We're not free. We're not free. So we're looking for at least we have spot at least for 8 to 10 private homestead lots. So at least for 8 to 10, 12 people, something like that, maybe 15 people. So we have space for that many people. Each human that comes here as a potential community member has their own private homestead lot to grow whatever food they want. We also growing stuff in the communal areas all over the land. We're growing as much food as possible, but we're also keeping a lot of the native land. Yes, we are clearing a little bit of land so we can plant some more fruit trees and things like this, but we're keeping a lot of the native land. We're not touching much of the native land, especially on the slopes down to the rivers or streams, and to roads or to driveways or things like this. We are growing as much food as we possibly can. For example, on this part of the land that we call Tierra Libertad, Freedom Land, Tierra Libertad, we're growing over 60 varieties of plants. A lot of them fruiting plants. Imagine. And some of them are starting to fruit. Nenejia de Monte, peanut butter fruits. We have a lot of ajis or hot peppers, sweet peppers. We have a lot of different greens, leafy greens, wild native leafy greens, cranberry hibiscus, Roselli hibiscus. We have, what is it called? We got so many plants. We got it listed on our website, so you can check that out. And we're doing our best to grow as much damn food as possible so that we don't have to rely on government. And we're trying to do our best to get electricity, plug in electricity here so we can get internet. And we can start doing more and more and more promoting through the internet, live events and all kinds of stuff. So we're looking for you, the community member, who is fed up with society and wants to live out in nature. Yeah. And you know what? We don't make a lot of money financially. Okay, we have a lot of abundance, financially a lot of abundance coming to us, but we don't have at this moment physically a lot of money. Okay? Probably it's not good to say this because it jinxes us or says, hey, we don't have a lot of money. The universe is saying, hey, you don't have a lot of money. Physically, when we see it, we don't have a lot of money. That's the reality of things. But what people say usually is that, oh, how am I going to make it in nature? There's no job I can do to make it in nature to buy my groceries. So this is something that we need to get out of, is get out of the job mentality. The only jobs that we should be doing are jobs that are in nature, working in nature to grow all of our own food. And I mean mostly fruit trees and other fruits. For example, we have a lot of loofahs growing, so we don't need to buy any more sponges. Yeah, that's a good thing. And we can scrub ourselves with a loofah. Amazing, huh? So when we set an intention and we are so dedicated to making our lives or our dreams reality, let's live in nature. Let's grow all of our own food. Let's be in a warm place all year round. Let's become holistically healthy. Let's be with like-minded people. Then we start to make things happen. If we start to meditate on that and we start to pray on that and we send that out to the universe and we do everything that we need to do to get there, we're going to make it. It took me 8 years to get to where I am today. 8 years. And you know what? It's the best damn decision of my life. The best damn decision of my life. I'm so happy that I did it. It took time, but I did it. And you know what? I had a lot of challenges and a lot of hurdles along the way. And so that's going to happen probably to you because unfortunately that is a learning curve and what we need to experience in order to get to the life that we really want to live. So that is just what I wanted to mention. So if you're very dedicated, you're vegan, or you are transitioning to vegan and you want to be part of a community, we are looking for community members. Peaceful Village, Raw Vegan Healing Community in the jungles, the northern jungles of the place called Ecuador. It's peaceful, it's beautiful, it's pristine, more pristine. No stealing from what I heard. A lot of beautiful things about this place. We love it here. There's magical and mystical things happening here. It's truly incredible ancestral land. It's unbelievable. We felt so many amazing things in this land. I don't know how to explain this, but it's an incredible land. So if you really want to be a part of a community, come here. Save whatever money you can. Don't buy any frivolous things. Come here to Peaceful Village. No matter what, if you're dedicated and wanting to live life in Peaceful Village and to create this magic, this mystical and magical place, and to make this a reality, we want you. We want that kind of people. We want those kind of people. So thank you for joining me. I'm Michael Anfield, founder of Peaceful Village, Raw Vegan Healing Community at peaceful-village.com. Bye-bye, everybody. Thanks for joining me. Thank you for coming to Peaceful Village.